To Studio 10, where we are loving Lansing like a local. We're talking a little bit about the Makers and Shakers Trail, and on that trail is the Lansing Brewing Company. Joining me right now is Samantha and Monique, who are with Lansing Brewing Company. We'll be talking a little bit about what makes this spot so unique. And before we get into these lovely drinks that are right in front of us, tell me a little bit about the brewing that kind of goes on here.
I can go. So basically, we like to brew our beers based on distribution, what's going to be out in the season, and then our rotationals come in, and kind of just something we can have fun with and change it up, but also still go with that season. What recipes represent the seasonal vegetables, fruits, all that kind of stuff that pairs with food and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I know too you guys love to have fun with themed drinks, especially when it comes to community events that are happening. And that's exactly kind of what some of these drinks are in front of us. Tell me a little bit about these drinks.
Absolutely. So last week we did a theme matching the lug nuts. This week we're doing a theme that matches the Ari Olds Museum Auto Show. So we're going to do the gentleman's agreement that we have featuring our rye whiskey, and then we also have a take on a whiskey sour but with some smoked pineapple using our amber cream whiskey as well. So just in relation to the auto show, something cool for people to come down and have once they leave the show.
Yeah, and how do you guys even come up with these ideas? That's such a, I would have never have thought that. Do you take part? Is it a kind of community effort?
It depends on what's going on. Sometimes somebody might take it this week, another person takes it next week. So it's definitely more so a team effort.
Yeah, and the menu's always changing here. That's what I love about it.
Yes.
We brought up the Ari Olds car show that's coming up. We talked about that yesterday on the show, so it's nice that we can do that. So talk to me a little bit about this beer right here.
So this beer is super special. It hasn't even been released yet. We're hoping sometime in August it'll come out. But it is our Stadium District beer. We're kind of the center of this area, this location. So we wanted a beer that is tributed to that idea of having a stadium district. This one also goes to kind of our sister location, MP Social. It's a margarita goes, so special margaritas over there is kind of what MP Social is known for. So this beer kind of pulls both locations together and creates a really good product.
Yeah, so I love all of that, and we are celebrating all of these drinks on your guys' patio, which is just beautiful, especially on a good day like today where it's not too hot, you have a perfect amount of wind. Talk to me a little bit about your patio, where there's a little bit of everything going on here.
Yeah, absolutely. So our patio is a great space. It's open every day that the weather permits for full service beer, drinks, food. We also have lots of games, cornhole, and sometimes we have our Rio Speedwagon truck out here too that will also be at the car show. And it's a great place to bring the family or have a drink in the afternoon.
Yeah, and as you mentioned too, live music. When can people find the live music that happens out here? Because there's not a better spot to enjoy live music than when you're drinking and having food.
Yes, we have live music every single week, either out here on the patio or in our stock house. So visit our website and our social media to find out when that is and what band we're featuring this week.
Well, that's exciting. That will be a microphone for better artists who can sing, not me. But there are games out here, and I do have a cornhole bag. So while we toss to break, I will try to toss this into the cornhole. Maybe you can't see it off the camera for a reason, but stick around because we'll be talking a little bit about the social districts throughout downtown, and we'll explain a little bit about that later on in the show. Stick around. But for now, we'll toss it to break. So I toss this cornhole on the patio, LBC.
Hey, good job.
Studio 10 is on the road throughout the hour today, and we are having a hopping good time here at the Lansing Brewing Company. I'm joined by Julie from the Greater Lansing Convention and Visitors Bureau, and we are talking a little bit about how to love Lansing like a local. We've been doing it all summer long. You know, Holly's been golfing. We were at the Broad Art Museum, highlighting the arts and the cultures and the sports and activities you can do. And today we're talking about the Makers and Shakers Trail. But before we go into that, tell me a little bit about how this campaign is going.
So this has been an all summer campaign for really promoting everything there is to see, do, and experience here as a local resident. The Convention and Visitors Bureau spends a lot of time promoting to those who don't live here. So we like to take the summer, especially for people that live here, to get reacquainted with everything that there is to see and be a part of. And then when you have friends come visit you, you are able to know where to go, what to see, what to do, what to drink, whatever the case may be. So we're really excited. The campaign is extended this year. We did it 3 months instead of 2, so there's just so much to talk about.
Yes, and speaking of sipping, and we're at the Lansing Brewing Company, where of course you it is part of the Makers and Shakers Trail program. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have a Makers and Shakers Trail that includes about 20 breweries, wineries, and distilleries here within the Tri-County area. So really from St. John's to Mason to DeWitt, everywhere you look, there's a brewery to be found. If not, then there's a distillery or a winery. So you can find that the brewers and the owners of these establishments really are so creative, do great things with offering different things on their menu, making new beers, offering festivals related to what they do. You know, there's a street fest at the Looking Glass Brewery coming up August 6th. There's just a lot of different things that they do to be creative, and I think everyone thinks that it's not family friendly, but you know, a lot of them make root beer, and kids love root beer, so homemade root beer is always a good choice as well. So we really enjoy promoting this to visitors, and again, here we are telling everyone in our community to get out and enjoy those same things that you might drive past and not take a moment to look at.
Exactly, and it's well laid out on your guys' website.
Yes.
So if you are like, hey, I'm in the mood for a brewery, you know, all you have to do is click on the breweries, and all of the breweries in this Makers and Shakers Trail will pop up. You know, talk to me a little bit about where people can find information on the website.
Yeah, so we're at lansing.org, and the information is all laid out on the Makers and Shakers information, easily found. And then, you know, we don't recommend going to all the places on one day. Spread it out. There's lots of time to go see all those places. Coming up in this fall is the Lansing Brewing Guild is doing their fall beer trail in partnership with our Makers and Shakers, so you can find specialty beers and check off for a great prize at the end, which is kind of a fun adventure to go along for the whole month that they offer that.
You had me at prize. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I'll take it. Well, thank you so much for explaining all of this, and we'll be talking more about the trail and more about the drinks and all of that kind of stuff that you can find. Coming up, though, when you see us next, we will be with the Lansing Brewing Company outside on their patio. We'll be talking about some of the drinks you can expect at the upcoming events and how they use the community events to kind of, you know, make new themed drinks. So it'll be a lot of fun. So you'll definitely want to stick around for that. For now, we'll throw it to a break. All right, welcome back to Studio 10. We are at LBC, learning to love Lansing like a local. We're kind of like on the sidewalk. We were just on the patio, and Julie's back with us. And you know, it's been a perfect day to be on the on the patio.
Yes, perfect day for a patio.
Yes, definitely. And you know, a lot of the breweries and wineries and distilleries that are on the Makers and Shakers Trail have patios, which are perfect during the summer.
It's just what everybody's looking for, and if a facility didn't have a patio before, they do now. Almost all of them that we work with and promote all have a patio, and that's where, you know, you get to talk to your neighbors out on the next table over, compare what you're drinking, what they're drinking, what you got to eat. Oh, that was really good. It's just fun to be out on that patio environment and, like, here, play some cornhole like you did.
Yeah, like I did. Wasn't very good, I can tell you. It did not hit the board. But another way that people can, you know, enjoy the spirits of the Makers and Shakers Trail is through the social districts that we're lucky enough to have here. Tell me a little bit about the social districts.
Right, so during the pandemic, downtown Lansing passed the ability to be able to take your cocktail in a pre-approved cup or vessel and walk around with it in certain defined areas. So you could take this drink right here that I got at LBC, but I could walk over to Rotary Park and just enjoy sitting by the river, and maybe then get on a kayak after I finished, and then, you know, all of the different areas in Old Town offer that, and Rio Town. So really, it's a great way to connect our communities together as well. So it's a lot of good opportunities to be social, but yet responsible and enjoy our community from more than one location.
Yeah, and I think a big time too, it comes in handy when we have the festivals downtown. Like, you know, earlier this summer we had Blockade. Tell me a little bit about the community response been to these social districts.
Right, I think people are still just discovering them, and then you see people walking around with these cups or these special things, and then you start to realize, oh, I could do that, and especially at a festival or an outdoor concert, it just makes it all the more special and different than just, you know, sitting at your home on your own patio. Let's come out and enjoy, find a patio here, find a social district, and take it on the road.
Yeah, and And where can people
walking on the road.
walking on the road?
road.
Yes, definitely walking on the road. And where can folks find those maps? You know, that really lay out, because sometimes it's better to be like a visual person if you're planning how much walking, or if you had to grab something. Where can people find those maps of the social districts?
Yeah, so those are at the Downtown Lansing Inc.'s website, so that's easily found on online, and they've got the maps, they've got the hours, which is every day, starting early, really, so surprisingly. The weekends it goes till midnight, Sunday through Thursday till 10 p.m., so otherwise you can enjoy throughout the day.
Yeah, it's a perfect thing, especially during the summer too. Yes, and we wanted to show you, we were talking about the Makers and Shakers Trail. We're at LBC, but we are really, really close to one of the other places that are on the trail, and that's the distillery. So it's like right across the street that you have. So it's just one of those things that it really is a trail. I mean, obviously the ones in St. John's you can't walk to, but you know, they aren't physically on the trail. But it's just so cool how it really is a community thing that's going on here.
Right, I mean, you connect in Old Town to the Ozone Brewery, American Fifth Distillery is behind us, just a block over. In Rio Town is also the Sleepwalker Spirit, so they're all connected by our wonderful river trail, so you can find it that way, and then obviously getting to all the other communities as a standalone, or tying some of those together. The upcoming beer trail in the fall will be really fun, so lots of good synergy with all of our Makers and Shakers.
Yes, Makers and Shakers. Now I want to like shake this to-go cocktail that we got. I think they were saying this is the Spanish sangria. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us and talking a little about the Makers and Shakers Trail. We've had a blast here at LBC, where we've been enjoying the weather on this patio. Thank goodness it's been a good day. But we'll check in. Here's Colton, who'll give us more to see how long this good weather will last.